I'm so excited to have you today because you're so talented. You're a musician and then okay, well, we are going live. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Becoming Show. Today, I have a very special guest, Dr. Jennifer Klich Murphy, a physician of Oriental Medicine, specializing in acupuncturist and herbalist. But you know what? She didn't start it being a doctor right away. She was a professional viola musician, but then she had all these types of body pains that stopped her from playing and living, and that's her journey to to cure her own pain. And I'm so excited to have you here today. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hi, thank you so much.
You know what? I'm so excited to hear about your story. What kind of pain are we talking about here that made you like change career and go into acupuncturist instead of playing a professional life as a musician?
Yeah, so I actually still do both, and I always did both. And so I still play viola, and so I actually just added a career. And yeah, and so I still played in symphony, and I was teaching music at the college, and having students while I was still doing acupuncture at a clinic. So yeah, just everything. And to answer the question, so it was different things, but I'm just going to say primarily neck and back pain, if you want to kind of generalize. Um, in classical music, so violin, viola are up, held, and you're really having to hold your muscles, and then there's repetitive motion. So it's not just holding, but repetitive motion. So your head is resting on the instrument, so right here at the back of the neck, and then going down between your like at your upper spine between your shoulder blades is probably pretty common for violin and viola players. And that for me had become, I mean, I'm going to say debilitating, but I was still doing what I was doing. I just was in pain. I was still doing it. It was terrible to have that pain.
Wow. Like out of 1 to 10, how bad was that pain? I'm just
Oh,
curious.
well, okay, so I'll say a 9, because I think that if we
Oh,
say a 10, that there's nowhere to go, so
so it's
it,
that big of a pain? 9 out of 10? That is crazy.
so there was this one day that I was driving from either the university to rehearsal in a symphony or whatever, right? So you're either with your instrument or you're in the car going to the next gig or rehearsal. And I thought that I wanted to change lanes, and I thought that I could turn my head, and literally I felt no control over my anatomy. I just couldn't move. I couldn't turn my head. And I in that moment felt very, I mean, I still remember it, right? This is a long, long time ago, because that was in my late 20s. And so we don't have to say how many years ago, but it was several decades. And so in that moment, though, I remember feeling fear, like feeling no control, right? So that's the kind of feeling that puts you in a place of like, okay, I have to change something. I have to find a solution. Yeah, because when I felt unsafe, I couldn't even drive safely, is how it felt.
Right. Wow. Okay. So then that led you to a journey of. So did you just go out for treatment first, and then you decide, okay, I gotta do this for myself? So you became a doctor, or how did you found acupuncturist to help with your pain?
Yeah, so that what I was just describing was during my master's degree in viola, that time frame. And then I wanted to study with a teacher that I had studied with before, and she had moved across the country. So I appreciated her approach, her physical approach to the instrument. That's why I wanted to study with her again, because I felt like she was in touch with, how we're like bringing the instrument to us instead of our body going to the instrument, which can then create bad muscle habits. So I moved across the country. I went to go study with her and started the doctorate in music by doing that. And in the doctoral studies, you have to pick a research topic. So instead of being in the practice room, we're in the library. And so, that's new in the doctoral studies, because prior to that, you're just in the practice room. But so because of my situation, I chose musicians wellness. And that was the title of my doctoral research. And so that's because of myself. So my own body pain created my choice of musician's wellness as the topic. And I went to the public library and I found a stack of books on natural remedies because that's what I was interested in. And one of the books was acupuncture. And I sat down and started reading it. And I read the whole thing cover to cover right there that day because it was like a language that made sense to me. It was talking about energy and energetics. And I was like, "Oh, I could have written this book. Like, I get it."
Okay. That is so cool. Okay. Not many can say that. So yes, so it's meant for you. So then you read the book and you said, okay, I want to try this, or I want to become a doctor of acupuncturist. What did you do?
Right. So I was very interested in that. And the funny thing, but this is the time of the yellow pages.
Okay.
Do we remember yellow
Yes,
pages when
I
you look
remember
things up?
those. Only us oldies, the kids won't know.
The kids don't know.
The kids
And
don't
so
know.
I was asked to be a guest music teacher in a local school. And I didn't know the schools. I wasn't a school teacher. I taught private music at, where I lived and stuff. So I had to look up the address of that school. So I looked up school, and then at the top under schools was acupuncture. And that word caught my attention because I thought, well, I just read a book on acupuncture. I've never given acupuncture thought before in my life. And there's a
Yeah,
school down the street. So then
yeah,
I contacted the school, and because it was a school, they had um they had a student clinic where
yeah.
students could do like low cost, and so I went in there and I had treatments, and the first treatment was helpful, and then I believe the second treatment was really where I felt like significant difference. And I thought, I've had pain for years, and that after that I didn't have any pain for 4 months. I remember 4 months of
Wow.
no pain after I had.
Wow.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. No, that's amazing. Wow. So you know what? First of all, a Caucasian becoming an acupuncturist is a rare thing. So, and then secondly, for you to even get the treatment, that's like rare. And are you not afraid of the needles?
I guess not. I mean, I really wasn't thinking about that. I am going to say a significant thing about that treatment. And I want to disclaim, because I've done acupuncture now with patients for 20 years, and it's not typical that you're going to have two treatments and then feel no pain if you've been having pain for years. That's not typical. This was a unique treatment, and I'm going to say what it is, even though I don't do it in my practice anymore. But perhaps I could in the future, but it's called bleeding cupping. And so I know that's a little severe like thing to say, but I want to give that disclaimer because it wasn't just acupuncture. That treatment that really helped my muscle pain was bleeding cupping. So I just wanted to say that. Mhm.
I see. I see. Oh, okay, okay. And then I know that you also so you became a doctor of acupuncturist, that, and then to just to help to fix your own pain, and you actually had to go beyond that and do acutonics, learn acutonics, and then, which by the way, it fits you so perfectly because you're a musician. Maybe
Yeah.
can you show us something and and share with us what acutonics is?
Yeah, great. So I'll show you real quick. So here's the main tuning fork, and then here's the octave of it. And then I'll pair those with the other ones to create different frequencies. So I'll usually pair them like this. You're seeing how I would use them. And I
Yeah.
wear this around my leg. So I tap the tuning fork on the rubber pad, and that
Yeah.
activates it. And then I'll place this part on the acupoint on the body.
Oh,
So I got into, and then I want to show you the high frequencies. Oh, I wonder if I can make you hear it. Here, let's see. Can you hear it?
not quite.
Yeah, that's all right. So these are the high frequencies that you can hear and out loud, but the other ones the lower ones I just place on the acupoint on the body.
Okay.
So they all have their own frequency, and their energetics, and I pair them up with acupoints specifically, based on the tongue and the pulse diagnosis from the Chinese medicine schooling that's in school. We learn the tongue and pulse diagnosis,
Yeah.
but I don't use the tuning forks, the Accutonics, just random. It is very, very, very specific. So based on your tongue and your pulse, then I'll choose certain forks, paired up, like I said, to create an interval, and that's an energetic, and then that'll go on specific acupoints based on what your body needs that day, based on the tongue pulse diagnosis. So that's the treatment that I do is acupuncture and acutonics. But to say a little bit about how, yeah, so the Chinese medicine school does not include acutonics. It turned out that my herb teacher, one of our teachers that in the Chinese medicine school that was teaching herb class, so she was teaching acutonics, separate from the acupuncture school down in town. And oh yeah, so it's a funny story that I actually was not privy to. I was not interested in acutonics in the beginning. So I was in this class and someone found out I was a musician, and they said, you should go talk to our herb teacher. And can I say her name?
Of course.
Oh yeah, so Sylvia. And so go talk to Sylvia. I bet you would love this. And so I put it off and I just said, no, this is bogus. Like who like am I seriously gonna use tuning forks? Okay, we're in Chinese medicine school. And Chinese medicine is a science. It is
Um,
8,000 years old, um, oral tradition, spoken, and then about 4,000 years old, documented. So Chinese medicine is real. There's tons of research. And I can tell you about my internship in China was all about we went to the classroom every day, and they were talking about research. That's what we learned. They weren't just talking about treatments, they were actually citing research studies. So there's lots and lots of research. We just don't know about it. But so so I was thinking more scientifically, and someone said, you might like the tuning fork stuff with Sylvia because you're a musician. And I was like, how dumb do you think I am? Like, I'm not one of those woo woo, whatever. I want some real, hard evidence. We're going to be medical here. So I put it off. I finally talked with her, and then I learned more about it, and I realized and found out that it's absolutely, absolutely scientifically based. It's physics. That's all. Just it's physics.
yeah.
And it's very, yeah. And
How does it
so,
work then? Can you explain a little bit? Like I know with the
yeah,
acupuncture, it's the acupoints and the needles and clearing the how do you call that? The energy movement is
the
all that?
chi
The chi, yeah.
and the meridians. Yeah. So in acupuncture, the needles go into specific acupoints, and that goes to the meridian. And that channel or meridian, those words can be interchangeable, is the level in the body where the chi is. And that's like your river of energy. And so that's how we break through the stagnation and relieve pain or work on anything like
Right.
insomnia, digestive issues, any kind of body pain, anxiety, you name it. And acupuncture is going to help because we're breaking through the stagnation, which is causing the imbalance, which is causing the symptom that you don't want.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how the science of acupuncture,
So
roughly.
then how does the acutonics help with that? Or because I know that you combine these two together, that's why it's even more powerful. But how does the acutonics works then?
Yeah, so the body is so it's going to be different wherever you look, but we'll just say over 50% water. Your body cells are, some people say 70, 75% water,
Yeah.
and frequency travels faster through water than air. So when we activate the acutonics and then place it on the body, it's instantly influencing your body cell because of what I just said, the amount of water. And your body cells, it's sort of like you think of like boop, 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 like instantly it's going to be traveling through your
Yeah.
body cells traveling. So it enhances, I'm going to say it can enhance that flow of chi that we're trying to get when we're doing acupuncture.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh.
And yeah, so but it is a separate science.
Mm,
I absolutely want it to be known that it is a separate science of its own. But I found that when I used them together, it felt like a little bit of a stronger treatment. And it's almost like, to me, like doing the acupuncture and then kind of like holding it,
mm,
like you're kind of uh yeah, you're like holding the treatment with it. You're telling the body, okay, hang on to this, like this is, you're gonna be able to benefit from this for longer.
mm.
And so, can I tell you about the frequency though?
Absolutely. I would love to learn everything about this whole thing. It's so cool. It's like a toy.
So this base, this is the base. This is like the main baseline. And so it's, I sorry to be like cliche or whatever, but it's Om, OHM, the Om fork.
Yeah.
But think of it as home, HOME. So it's
Mm,
bringing your body cells back to home, HOME, with the Om, OHM. And this is real. So this frequency is a multiplication of the Schumann resonance, and the Schumann resonance is 7.83 hertz, which is the basic planetary Earth frequency, and that is measured by NASA every day. So this is real, NASA is real science, and so it's pretty cool that the acutonics is actually based on that.
yeah.
Yeah, and so that's a multiplication of it. So this is not 7.83 hertz, but it is 7.83 times, and then this is the you can hear it. So
Okay.
like 7.83 isn't audible by the human ear. That's too low. So
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
you
so
would
yeah.
use that to take us home, like the baseline. I
Right,
love
right,
the
right. So
name.
think about your body cells, the chemistry of your body, okay, oxygen and all the elements are the same makeup as the earth. We share the same chemistry. The earth and human body, the elements are the elements. We have our periodic chart, periodic table in chemistry that we study in science class. And so those elements are from the earth. That's how we found them, and we put them on a chart and we organized them. But our human body is those elements as well. And so when we are using the core frequency of the earth to influence our body cells really quickly because of the amount of water that our body is, and the amount of space, I call it the interstices, like the space between your cells, the space between your organs. There's actual empty space. And I feel like this influences that as well, not just the water in the cells.
Yeah.
Then that is like bringing your body back home, HOME. Um, so when we're born, basically we're perfect.
Mm,
Our body cells have not been exposed to all the stuff, to all our emotions and our
yeah.
daily life and our stress and toxicity in the environment.
Yeah.
And so yeah, when we are living life and experiencing all these things, we get symptoms, we get illness, because we're exposed to all of these things, the emotions and the toxicities, which emotions are can create toxicity in the body for sure. And so then bringing it back home and moving, so I'm going to use this combination to move the chi like a figure eight infinity sign, breaking through the stagnation. That's what this one does. If I use this combination, this is going to be tonifying, and this actually is the earth fork, that's what it's called. But this is going to like boost up your chi and give you energy. If I use this one, this combination is going to be opening something. So sometimes we want to open before we move, and sometimes things just need to be opened up, the channel, the energy, because it's been tight or it's been stuck for a long time. This one I call is equivalent to water. So we can add this for yin, like when there's yin deficiency, we can add some water, and then we are balancing out the yin deficiency. and this is your solar seventh. So this is the heat. So if we have excess damp, which is going to create some digestive symptoms, I'll put this on spleen 9, which is just below the knee, and then that will decrease your dampness. So I'm drying your dampness with the sun, with the heat, the
Wow.
solar seventh, and I get amazing results by doing that. So it works.
You know what? You're totally geeking out on me. So I can't remember all of that, but I do know that different frequency for different purposes and all that. Okay, just curious, how much is that whole toolbox cost? Like that whole acutonics. Uh,
Oh, I don't remember. I've had them for 20 years. It used to be like $1,000 or $2,000 for like a set of forks.
wow.
And I have several sets of forks.
Oh my gosh. You know what? The reason why I'm asking is I don't know it's serendipity or what, but last night when I was browsing on my phone, I found large tuning forks acutonics on as a paid ad, a sponsor on that. Uh, and I was curious, so I click on it and I ordered a set. So it's coming, but it's only 120 bucks. So I think I'm getting the cheap version. It's probably not going to work.
Oh my gosh.
It has like 5 in it, so I have no idea how it's gonna work. But well, I'll report to you after I receive it.
For sure. So if you get forks, I'm going to teach you how to use them.
Oh, that is so good. Well, they have a class, so we're basically like you said, it was helping with all types of stuff, and I love to try new things. So that's why when I see these things, I'm like, okay, that sounds so cool. Let me buy this toy. Like, so that's why I bought it. But you know what? I want to ask you about your health now. So, of course, you've been a doctor for 20 years and you've been treating other people. But how's your pain level now? Are you completely healed or of the pain?
Oh, right. So this is great. So I do not actively feel like the pain that I used to feel at all because I know what I can do very quickly. So within about 5 minutes, but I can do longer if I want, 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of, so what I do is a combination of acupressure with some basic yoga, simple yoga or stretching. I'm sorry, yoga teachers out there. I know stretching is not the same as yoga, but I'm not needing anything really complicated for this. It's because I did study yoga. Some of the stuff I can call yoga, but also some of it's just stretching. So whatever. And then the third thing is words, because that is going to influence the mindset, and that's where you're getting into the neuroplasticity aspect. So when we're having pain or chronic pain, for sure, the 100%, this is, known, this is documented, this is accepted widely by the scientific community, neuroplasticity of the brain, that your neurons are going to be firing the same path over and over again because it is path of least resistance. And so when you are having that pain and you're ready to not have that pain, and you're influencing your chi with acupoints, and you're doing something physical, some kind of a stretch. And I even show simple ones like I'm just opening my arm. Like if you're opening this, for example, if you're always forward, we're always forward on the computer and on driving and cooking and everything. And
Yeah.
so doing the opposite, it can just help open that, a new pattern, stretch, and then adding some words, some affirmations, these different types of things to influence the brain path that's been created through the chronic pain. Then you're with that combination, then you've got a good arsenal of breaking that pattern. So then you can get rid of your pain. And I'm living proof because I was a mess. And
Okay. So you know what? As you were sharing, I'm like, if you don't call this woo woo, then you're pretty in denial.
I'm in
I know.
denial personally.
Well, you know what? I know it's scientific, everything is science based, but it's still quite woo woo. Like in terms of, for me, the word woo woo is actually a very beautiful word. I don't see it as something that is a bad thing. So, but anyways, it's
Awesome.
funny how you said it's not woo woo, but I felt like as you were sharing, I'm saying, this is woo-woo stuff.
This is woo-woo. You're wrong, Jen. It is.
So you know what? I'm curious when it comes to treatment, or when someone has an issue, and I know that you love natural treatments, no drugs, no chemicals, no stuff like that, and this is the reason why you pursue this profession. But in terms of there's the acute pain, and then there's the um, what's the opposite of
Chronic.
acute pain? Oh, chronic pain. Yes,
Mhm.
chronic pain. Chronic pain. Is
Mhm.
there like are both of those good for using treatment for acupuncturist and this what you're doing, or is there one that's better for regular type of medicine versus Oriental medicine?
Yeah, so definitely everything I've just mentioned is fits into acute pain or chronic pain. So you will
Oh,
benefit. Yeah, if you go have an injury and if you're playing a sport and then you have an injury and you receive a treatment pretty quickly, so that's going to be an acute pain, right? It just happened and it's just happening now, and you receive a treatment, or you do something for yourself, the things that I mentioned, your body will benefit very quickly. And if you have chronic pain, meaning you've had some period of time, it could be weeks, months, years, then it's fine. All of these modalities will still affect positively your physiology. It will just take generally it will take more treatments for chronic pain, but it still will work. Or I shouldn't even say treatments, because what I really want people to do is learn some things that are pretty easy that they can just do for themselves. Because I know over time, if you have somebody with long-term pain, chronic pain, and then they're 5, 6 treatments in, they're possibly going to run out of time and money and patience to keep coming for enough treatments that they need. And that's such a bummer when a lot of the research is showing 12 to 20 treatments is where the efficacy is happening, right? So after somebody comes once or twice a week for a couple of weeks, they're getting burned out and they're like, well, it didn't work. And I'm like, please keep coming. The research is showing, but or I can show you, teach you something, because you can teach over a computer. You stay home, I'll show you. Now do this for 10 minutes a day and just give yourself some time. Give yourself some time. It might take 30 days, it might take 60 days, but it might take 120 days. And you have to have that patience, because the body cell cycle, the body cycle is, I'm going to say approximately, we go in 4 months. We talk about a 4-month cycle, and the organs and the tissues in the body all have their own timeline.
wow.
But if you allow 4 months, then you're gonna be noticing some changes if you just give it a little bit of time.
Okay. Um, the only okay, so 4 months. You know what? If we know that it's gonna work, if we commit to 4 months, I think that's not the problem. It's just that sometimes we just don't know if it's gonna work. So
Mhm.
then, so in that 4 months, like how many times do we see you? Like once, twice, 3 times a week? Like how often do we need to have that kind of in
Yeah.
person visit?
So if you were going to be doing sessions and you're going to be going to me or somebody in person, I'm going
Yeah.
to say start with 3 sessions about 3 days apart, and do that at least twice if you can. It just depends on the person and the situation and what they're if they're dealing with body pain or digestion or other symptoms, and how old they are, and the other factors of their physiology. But let's say you do 3 to 6 sessions, about 3 days apart each. So
Okay.
however that works for you, like Monday, Thursday, something like
Yeah.
that. And
Okay.
then we'll assess, we'll see what's happening. And then eventually we can say, okay, you can go down to once a week. Usually
Ah.
we do that simply because people just don't have time. They have to go to
Mm,
work, they have things to do.
yeah.
And but if you can come, so can I describe my internship at this point is a good example. So when
Yes.
I was in, yeah, in China, the internship, we had the classroom I mentioned. So we'd go to the classroom every afternoon. They would talk about the research, and it was spoken in Chinese, and then there was a translator They were writing in Chinese on the board, and then they would write in English, so there was translation. But in the morning, we would have clinic, and the clinic, there was different. I went to a few places, but at the teaching hospital, they would have either 6 to 10 weeks and either 2 or 3 times a week. So like this patient always comes in, we got to know each other. They come in and they're 3 times a week for 6 weeks, or they're 3 times a week for 10 weeks. And or twice a week for 6 weeks, or twice a week for 10 weeks. So those were the variables based on their issue being treated. And then if that one protocol, if that one chunk of time didn't solve it, then they just do it again. Then they say, okay, we'll see you 3 times a week for 6 more weeks. And so in America, in the United States, or maybe other countries, then we don't tend to do that same practice. And so then people don't necessarily get the benefit that they could, because it is that, because what we're doing with acupuncture and acutonics is we're encouraging, influencing the pattern that's been in the body. And we even say, like from the textbook in school, the pattern differentiation is what we'll say. That's the diagnosis, the differential diagnosis. And so, we'll write down liver overacting on spleen. Okay, so then we're going to do these points to soothe the liver and tonify the spleen. Well, if I give you one treatment and you've had an issue, you've had a digestive issue for 4 years, and you've tried doctors and you've tried medicines and you've tried stuff. Oh, sorry. Did you want to interject?
No. I'm just listening. Go ahead.
And so then if I give you, if I nudge your body, like if I come over and if I just kind of nudge you, you're going to come right back, right? But if I nudge you and nudge you and nudge you and nudge you, then you're going to end up over there. And that's what we want. We're nudging the body cells in a new pattern, because because the pattern is what has created the symptom that you don't want.
I like that visual very much. It's easy to see. Just a little bit of nudging where the cells should be.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so if we can nudge you 2 or 3 times a week, that's better. And then if I can teach you something, you can do it every day for 10 minutes and it'll be even easier.
I would imagine that there's a lot of people who are afraid of needles. And to be honest, it looks scary. Like there's so many needles, small and then big. Like I've seen different sizes of the needles and it looks pretty scary. Can you maybe describe it a little bit? And so to put us at ease, so does it hurt to plug it in?
I actually have some right here if you want. I just realized I have my.
Yeah, please show and tell.
I personally don't want them to hurt. I'm a very gentle acupuncturist because I'm a sensitive patient. So I don't want like a bunch of craziness happening to me. My body's sensitive. So I became a gentle practitioner. So here is how they're coming in this little here. What do I want to show you? Which one do I like? Okay, so this this is a pack. So I'll take one off the pack. And then don't worry, I'll discard this appropriately afterwards. So it comes individually wrapped. We don't reuse them. And then I'll take it out. I'm holding it by the red handle. And oops, where is it? So there it is. Actually,
so
I could put it.
It's pretty small. Like this is probably as small as it gets, correct?
This is the smallest needle, I think. I think I have the gauge that is the skinniest. And also this is a 1/2 inch. This would be more or less used for ear points when we do the ear acupuncture. Do you want me to, here, well, I could put it in my hand if you want. You want to see it?
Sure. Does it hurt if you do that to yourself?
Hopefully not. So I'm pressing the point. I normally use I'll tell you what, I don't want to, I'm going to use a different one because it has a guide tube. It's no problem. So this comes in a blister pack like this. Yeah. And I'm gonna show you with the guide tube because that's better. I don't use a guide tube in the ear. Okay. So then it comes in the blister. I put it into the guide tube. So the handle, I'm holding the handle. I put it in like that. So nobody touches the tip of the needle, right? Then I'm going to find the acupoint. Yeah. And I'm going to put the tube right where that where I was, and I'm gonna tap it in.
Yeah.
Oh, I already feel better. I love this.
Wow. Oh, I see. There you go. Oh, thank you
Yeah,
for
I
doing
actually
that
didn't
even
feel that at
more.
all.
That's just like that. And then you would leave it there for how long? And do you have to do any kind of stimulation?
So my practice does not include stimulation. Many people's do. I personally don't like to do that. I like to let the patient rest. And the chi cycle is 28.8 minutes. So a lot of times clinics might set a timer for like 27 minutes. I personally don't set timers. I kind of have like this intuition, like I know when the cake is ready, you know. And so
Okay.
I and I don't like timers going off in my space. This is all personal stuff,
Yeah.
but but every patient, the bottom line is every patient's different. So
Yeah.
that's why I just learn what the patients need. And also you can just kind of, um, you have to get to know them. But so
Yeah.
some patients like a shorter time. And when they're done, sometimes their eyes will open. They'll just be like, "Ding." It's like a toaster popping up like, oh, we're ready, done. And then other people like a longer time. So I just do what seems appropriate at the time. Yeah.
Okay, so
But about a
basically
half
you
hour.
how about half an hour per treatment? Okay. So then that means you would just put the needles at where all the acupoints are that that needed to be poked for the treatment for that. So basically that just a bunch of needles in our acupoints.
Yes. And so there are over 360 points on the body. So that's interesting, right?
Oh my gosh,
360
how
is
do you
the circle.
remember all of
Eh,
that?
Oh, well, we don't put that many in. A treatment can be one needle, a treatment can be two needles. I tend to do, so there's kind of some balance treatments that I like to do that can be four, but I tend to do more like maybe, 10, 12 needles, depending on what's needed. I don't think I've ever done the exact same treatment twice in 20 years. I really
Wow.
don't. Yeah.
Even though it's the
It-
same problem, but different patients and different needs and different things. Okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's always going to be. I think it's important to just be. It's like I feel like I'm taking a photo of that person when I feel their pulse and look at their tongue. I'm taking like a snapshot of that person in that moment, on that day, in that moment, as
Yeah.
opposed to looking at my notes and going, "Okay, I'm just going to do what we did last time," because you've had life since I saw you last. You're a different person.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. You know what?
I'll
Thank you
take my
so much for
notes.
okay. So then you would normally you would leave it there for like half an hour. Then that needle that if you were to be doing a treatment, it would be staying in there for like half an hour. That
Right.
needle.
So I said about a half hour. And then as far as like the session, I'm gonna say um I've generally booked an hour. So that
Mm.
gives you can come in, I can ask how you're doing, I can feel your pulse, look at your tongue, do start with the acutonics, and then do the session, let you rest for when I mean, if I'm putting the needles in slowly and doing acutonics and taking my time, then I don't need to leave the room really for 30 minutes because you've already started
Oh,
marinating.
yeah, marinating. I love that. We're already drinking your Kool Aid.
So, so, so I generally think an hour is pretty good amount of time, but some people do more close to 30-minute sessions and they just put the needles in kind of quickly and then the patients can be in and out more quickly. And I think that's fine. Every
Mm.
practitioner is different, but yeah.
So Jennifer, when it comes to so if you are using both acupuncture and acutonics at the same time, that means you put in the needles first, all in place, all the acupoints have been touched point, and then you do the acutonics after that, or what? How does it work?
So I start with the acutonics because I feel like that starts the body in relaxing.
Oh,
And so I will start with the ohm fork and so I have two unison ohms. So I activate them on the pad. Bing,
mm,
bing.
mm, yeah.
It's on my leg. And then I'll place these on kidney 3, which is on the inside of the ankle. And that is the source point of the kidney. And the kidney energetic is our source chi. So that's why I do that. So I'll
Okay.
start with that, with like grounding the patient. And then sometimes I'll put them near their ears. It just depends on things. But so grounding the patient first, then I'll feel their pulse, and based on their tongue and pulse, I'll do a little bit of acutonics because I think that gets the chi flowing. Then I'll
Uh-huh.
do some acupuncture. And
Yeah.
depending on the person, I'll do like a little bit of needles, a little bit of tuning forks, a little bit of needles, a little bit of tuning forks.
Wow.
And you know what? It's like painting a picture. To me, it feels like I'm like drawing, painting, because I'm kind of like moving around the patient and I'm putting the energy in place and moving it. And
I
and
love
then
that description. You're painting on the patient.
yeah. Yeah, we're painting you a new body. We're painting the energy new every time. It's so fun.
Wow. Okay. And then have you ever actually share with me one of the most beautiful experience you being treating a patient and maybe one of your worst experience, maybe the best and the worst.
Oh, okay, okay. I have three things. Okay, real quick.
Okay.
Do I have time?
Yes, of
Um,
course.
okay, so recently I had a patient that was in her 20s. So she was, fairly young, but she was wise. She was very cool. And she had been um, exposed to acupuncture by her aunt, who was an acupuncturist.
Mm,
And she asked if she could treat her, or started treating her when the young girl's parents were getting divorced. So it wasn't about back pain, or it wasn't about sleep or digestion. It was like kind of feelings like anxiety and just
mm,
emotions, and working, just kind of soothing the emotional aspect of what was happening in her life at the time. So
mm.
I thought that was beautiful that
Yeah,
she really benefited from acupuncture at that time and from a family member. I just thought that was absolutely beautiful.
right.
Yeah. So that's a cool one. And
Yeah.
so a cool experience in between good or bad is when I put the acupuncture needle in someone's leg, and then I put another one on the same meridian, but more like in their foot. And when I did that, the one up here like moved. And then when I went to take it out at the end of the treatment, it was kind of like bent. And it totally got activated along the meridian. I mean, you can't make that up.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a
And so
cool
kind of bad one was
story.
this God bless her heart, as we say, right?
Yeah.
Funny thing to say. But she was very stressed out. She had a busy life. She came in for a session, and I did my normal stuff, and then I was turning the door handle to go in and take her needles out, and she was coming out of the room. She was turning the door handle when I was, and
Oh.
she hands me the needles. She's like, "Here, I took them all out. I gotta go."
Oh, that is
I was like,
hilarious.
"Oh
She's
my God,
definitely
I'm
not
so
patient.
sorry." I said, "You can tell me next time when you have something to go to. Like, sorry about that."
That's so funny. You know what? That is not bad at all. I mean, just the patient needed to go, and she unhooked everything. You know, I actually want to ask you because I know that there's two types of, like you said, you don't use any kind of stimulator. But when I went to acupuncturist, and I have been to a few because I love trying new stuff. But there are doctors who use the electrical stimulator,
Easton.
and they could actually turn on and turn off the stimulation to make it to make my the stimulation bigger, like what do you call that, stronger
Mm-hmm.
or less strong. And honestly,
Intensity.
initially I thought that if I can stand the stimulation, and the bigger the stimulation, the stronger the signal, it'll be better for me. But I was wrong. So he actually said, so I actually asked him, is it better that I like try to use as strong as a stimulation as possible, or should I just keep it barely noticeable? And he said, make it barely noticeable because we don't want you to stress out or feel anything during the treatment. And I'm like, phew, okay, so now I won't have to put up with any kind of like heavy vibrations inside my body.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love that example. this is a great example of less is more.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the subtlety of it is what's gonna help the stimulation. So yeah, hooking like the e-stim to the needle,
yeah,
and then you have control of the dial, the intensity.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you turn it up and then feel your muscle jumping,
Yes, yes.
then it's
It
too
totally
high.
makes my muscle jumps a lot. And so initially I thought the stronger the signal and the stronger the jump, it'll be better for me.
Right.
I was
Hmm.
wrong.
Yeah. So that's a cool learning experience.
Yeah.
Or
But
are you okay?
yeah, yeah, no, of course. It's just that, but then I did ask the doctor before I continue with playing with that dial. Because when he sets everything up and he left and I'm playing with it. So, and I'm the type of, I like to play with things. And so that's why I was just asking him if I increase I'm going to call it the dial or the temperature of it. I saw the difference in how much of a jump my muscle was
Okay.
making. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then, but it didn't feel good.
Actually, it didn't feel bad.
Okay.
It's just that there's this huge contractions, and
Yeah.
so I felt that bigger contraction versus nothing. So, and I was thinking, if I don't feel anything, then maybe it's not doing anything.
Right. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's for sure doing something even if you don't feel something, because it is electrically stimulating that point, which I don't even do anymore. I used to. I have a couple of e-stim machines, but it's funny how over the years I just kind of, stopped doing certain practices and just gravitated towards other things.
yeah,
But the e-stim is, I feel best was subtle, but then do it again,
mm.
as opposed to really hammering it and saying, "Oh, this is going to be super effective," like exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. So I definitely learned. Well, but then after the doctor explained it, I stopped doing that, and because it's kind of sometimes it's weird to have all that contractions so heavily in your body. But I had a taste of both ends, and so good
Nice.
to know. So
Good.
so that's why I was just wondering when you use all these types of tools yourself. Okay, so I wanted to ask you now that you've spent like 20 years doing this, acupuncturist and acutonics, and oh, and then so you actually created your own back pain course to help people fix their own back pain themselves instead of having to go to a professional. Can you share a little bit about that and how you even thought of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's going back to the story of like when I was in my late 20s and I had all that body pain, and all the stuff we were talking about at the beginning, how I found acupuncture and then went to acupuncture school, and then I went to yoga teacher training, and uh, then learning about neuroplasticity and words and how that can affect us positively. So I decided to, well, so the impetus is that when I'm treating a patient, it's great, but it's just one person at a time.
Mm,
I only have two hands and I can only be literally with one person at a time. And when I can put this information that I used for my own body pain in the
mm,
past and I can put it together, which I finally did, I put it together, I made videos to explain everything. And so, now, if you have something digital on video, then lots of people can see it all at once. So I'm helping way, way, way more people. And going back to that idea of when they're learning it, they can do it for themselves. Then they're independent. They're no longer dependent on having to go for sessions. So in the
yeah.
long run, they're saving time and money. They're saving money for sure by not having to keep going to sessions every time they have an issue. And then they're saving time. You don't have to take a shower and get dressed and go to drive over to the office, and it takes half a day, and you can
Yeah.
just do it for 10 minutes, because that's my premise, is to do this practice 10 minutes. I put it together so that each day is approximately 10 minutes of a video, and so that it's very accessible.
How many days total is that program?
There's 30 days of videos, And you can do the 30 days and then repeat it again, or you can take, excuse me, I need water. You can take video number 1 and do it like more than once if you want.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually take more than 30 days to go through the 30 videos, or you can do video 1, skip a day, do it in your own time. You don't have to do it 30 days in a row. It's still going to be effective. So there's
Mm.
no pressure. There's no pressure at all about, yeah.
So then that course is for who?
Yeah, this course. So I love to say this course is for anyone, right? But then, of course, it's not for, because I'm like, hey, just do this and you're going to feel great no matter what. But I'm going to say if you have back pain, and I include neck pain with back pain because that's part of the spine.
Mm.
So I had neck pain and I had back pain, and your spine, remember, goes from the middle of the back of your head to your tailbone, like in the middle of your butt, right? So back of your head too, way down there, and your spine is very long. So when we say back pain, it can include a lot of things. But if you have had back pain and you have tried things, or some people even they've had surgery and the surgery really didn't help, or that helped and then it stopped helping, or they had shots and it stopped helping, or they tried this other modality and either it didn't work or it sort of worked. If you are interested, if I think it's for people that are interested in my woo woo method,
No, no, this is not
right?
woo woo at all. This is just exercise and movement.
Yeah, it's actually really accessible. So I'm just showing you in the videos acupoints to press, and then a movement to do, and then words to say. And you can take it or leave it, whatever works for you. You don't have to do everything, but because it's what I use for myself, and and I thought it worked, then and I had tried different things. I had gotten massages, I had gotten treatments, acupuncture, I had gotten different things laid on a biomat, had essential oils. I tried different things for my pain, and I did go through a period of time where that just didn't touch it. It just
Mm.
didn't touch it. I had to go, you know what? I'm just going to do this thing for myself right now. I'm going to start with this acupoint. I'm going to press it, or I'm going to press this, or I'm going to, hold my hand here for the acupoint here and be calm. So whatever point, and then I literally started doing acupressure on myself because I think it feels amazing. Every time I demonstrate to someone, I'm like, oh yeah, it feels so good.
Oh, you know what? Can you please do? Okay, and I'm gonna put a link to your information so that people can follow you and find out more about your work and how to get a hold of you if that course that they need. Where are you based in the U.S.? I forgot. Where are you now in the U.S.?
Well, I'm in a few places. I am in Colorado. I am in South Carolina. So yeah, so Boulder, Colorado, and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I spend a lot of time in Florida as well, near St. Petersburg, Florida. So if you want to meet up with me, tell me when you're going to be somewhere and we can see if we can meet up.
It sounds good. And before you go, I would love for you to maybe all those acupoints. Is there something that we can do quickly when we wake up or when we go to sleep? Is there somewhere we can tap or press that will give us a great sleep or a great wake up call or something? Can you share something for the morning
Yes.
and the night routine?
Yes, I love this. So it's hard to decide because there's so many great things. But the so yeah, I was actually just showing. So on below your wrist crease. So this is your wrist crease, and below that is we're gonna say we say to chun. So CUN, and you can say soon, but it roughly translates as inches, but it's relative to your own body. So to chun from the wrist crease. So we go to about right here, and that's P6 or pericardium 6. And what I'm gonna do is take my other hand, because the palm is very powerful with chi, and I'm gonna put my palm over P6 like this and just relax. And I'm gonna just kind of, you can put it down in your lap, and I'm going to count to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we have time?
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9. So that's a tonified number. So I just tonified my pericardium, and the pericardium is the wrapping of the heart. So that will calm you down. And then make sure to do it on the other side. So I'm going to find below my wrist crease in the middle. I'm not going to, it's a specific point, but because we're using our palm and acupressure, you don't have to be so specific. So I put my hand over that and relax down. Should we count to 9 again?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that you can do that. And if you want to repeat it, sometimes I like to do it 3 times. So each side 3 times what I just showed you.
Oh.
And then, yeah, so
So
that's a
that
nice
is to do what? This is calm us down for sleeping or what?
That would be for sleeping, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, something to activate. So when you want to wake up and
Yeah.
activate, my favorite point is on the hand. And so if I can show you right, it is between the thumb and the index finger. So you can kind of scoop around and you know where we're headed. And
Yeah.
then it is the hill, sorry, the camera. It is the hill that gets created when you squeeze your thumb to your finger. There's going to be a hill.
Yeah.
And you see a hill, and then you press on that hill and press towards the bone that is in the hand. So I'm pressing
Oh,
right
okay,
here.
okay, yes, yeah.
You feel that?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
So I'm going to press that 6 times. And if you forget the numbers, it's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's a dispersing number, and that's going to wake you up. And
Oh,
so I'll do the other side. And this
okay.
also is good for pain. And so I find that hill. I squeeze my hand. I find the hill. I push in towards the bone in the hand. Oh, feels so good. And I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so that's just a basic start. But then, of course, you can do 6 on the other side again.
Oh.
3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good for texting hands.
Oh.
But that's going to wake you up. That is LI4, large intestine 4. That is Hegu, Hegu is the name of the point. And that point is going to break through stagnation, which is going to wake you up. And I would also add to that. I would also add to that on the foot. I don't know if you want to see my foot today.
What do you do with your foot?
So the equivalent point is between the big toe and second toe, just
Okay.
down in from where the toes are on the top of the foot. So
Yeah.
that point on the top of your foot, I don't know. Do you want me to show my foot?
Why not? I think this is very
Okay,
useful.
here,
Easy.
I'm going to see if I can show you my foot. Okay. How can I show you?
Oh, we only get this and on this show. Okay, yeah, that's so nice. You have okay. So then it's right in the middle of the first toe and the second toe.
If I pick up my phone, I'm gonna probably mess it up. So see if we can do. So yeah, you're gonna go between the big toe and the second toe.
Yeah.
Big
Okay.
toe and the second toe, right
Okay.
there.
Okay, I got you. Okay. Yeah.
So it's
Right
gonna
there.
be right there
Okay.
on the top of your foot.
Yeah. So you
And
just be
so that's
so you be putting pressure on that 6 times again, just like on
yeah.
the hand. Okay.
So the thumb is equivalent to the big toe, and the index finger is equivalent to the second toe.
Yeah.
So if you think of your foot as anatomically equivalent, so
Yeah.
it's going to be right in there on your foot.
Okay. Thank you.
And yeah, so if you do that on both hands and both feet, then you're
Yeah.
creating a figure 8 infinity sign, and you're breaking through pain, and you're going to wake up and you're going to feel good. I absolutely do that to myself, and I love it.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I think I'm gonna try tomorrow. I mean, yeah, because I feel like there's always ways to help us wake up more alert, more awake, and just ready to to hit the road. Versus sometimes you just feel like I don't want to wake up today, kind of thing. Sometimes, and especially if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed where you slept with your neck crooked or something, and then you feel like, what happened to me today? I thought I slept.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
and if that happens, there's a point at the back of the neck that I use. And so if you know your like the corner of the hairline, like this is the back of your head, the corner of the hairline,
Yeah.
That's an acupoint, but don't do both at the same time. Just pick a side and then you can press that. And if you want to disperse it, like you want to get rid of pain, something's tight, then do 6. If you
Yeah.
forget the numbers, it's okay. But if
Yeah.
you want a system, then at least that gives you something to go with. And
Okay.
then, yeah, so if you sleep funny and your neck hurts, go to the corner of the hairline, the back of your head and neck, and there's that point there. And I pair that in a treatment. I'm going to pair that with a point on your toes on the top of your foot. It's not exactly your toe, it's on the top of your foot because that opens that meridian. But
Oh,
if you don't do that, it's okay. You can
okay.
just do that. Yeah. One at a time, one side at a time. But that's good. I mean, I do that myself too. I love that point.
That is so good. I love these points, these tips. Thank you so much. Now, I ask all of my guests on the show, what is your happy pill? Like, what do you do? Whether it's something you take or something you do to help you get over a hump, to help you when you feel down, when you feel sad or something. Like, what do you do? What is your happy pill? Basically, that's what is your happy pill?
Well, if my family or friends were watching this, they'd be screaming at the screen. I know the answer. It's
Oh, really?
hiking.
What is it?
Hiking.
Oh, hugging. Oh, I love that. That is so
Oh, so
easy to do.
sorry. I said but hugging is good. Did you say hugging? HUGG?
Yeah. So it's not that?
Well, hugging is good, but
Okay.
hiking
Oh,
HIKING.
hiking. You said hiking. Okay, okay, okay. Well, hiking definitely is easier because we don't need someone else. You can do it alone. But okay, so you do hiking in nature. Oh, nature is always have a
Yeah, here's your
way
nature
to
right
fix
there.
our problem. Yeah, yeah. I
Yes, I
love
like to
that.
go hiking. That's my thing. I love it.
Me too. Me too. I love it. And in Colorado, Colorado is beautiful with the mountains as well. And then actually you're at the beach too, so anywhere you go is nice. So
Yes, I'm very lucky to be able to visit people and sort of be between some different places at times. But yeah, Colorado is ideal for hiking with all the mountains. Yeah.
yeah. Jennifer, thank you so much for having me. I mean, being on my show and letting me ask you all these types of questions and demo, and even showing us your foot. Thank you so much. You're, I mean, I really appreciate how raw and real you are. I love it. Thank you so much. Now,
Thank you. Thank you so
I'd
much
love
for
to
having
have
me,
you
Quynh. I
back.
really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'd love to have you back some other time because I plan to do this a lot, and I feel like we just barely touched, just the tip of the iceberg.
Agreed.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I'll see you next time.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.